Need to move myself down so that I am the spectator when ReivsIsland is playing. Alright, we are going to get this match underway. Good luck and have fun, players. We're starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Getting this underway. Alright, and thank you everybody that has liked and favorited me on Twitch. I do appreciate that. You can check me out on Facebook. That's where I do a lot of my linking to things. And that's facebook.com/DKGSC. I am DKGAvos. You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on YouTube. The YouTube that I upload the most to is Dunning-Kruger Gaming. And it looks like we are underway. And here we go. In the upper right-hand corner, we have our orange Zerg player, RotateOwls. And in the upper left-hand corner, ReivsIsland. And as the pronunciation of his name would suggest, he has been a very aggressive Terran player in all of his matches. He's done a great job in everything that I've seen. Just being extremely aggressive, staying on the front, making sure that he's pushing his opponent, and making sure that he's keeping his opponent defensive. In StarCraft, you do not want to be the defensive player. You do have a little bit of a defender's advantage, but being the defender doesn't always work out in your favor. Yes, you do have the slight advantage, having the high ground, having the choke, having a little bit of a better surround. But, and I say this is a huge but, if you are being contained in this game, your opponent has the ability to expand, has the ability to tech up. If they're constantly putting pressure on you, you're just going to be a little more flustered and not able to tech up as much. And so it looks like ReivsIsland going for a pretty typical opening, going to wall in the top right there. And we'll be able to see shortly if RotateOwls is going to go for that expand first, or if he's going to try and put on a little bit of pressure with an early spawning pool. We've got this little drone selected, and it looks like he's going to go all the way down here. And you can see that he's going to start it out. And let me get this music off. Sorry, guys, I got so excited that I need to get my StarCraft noises going again. A little bit far away there. Cancel that hatch. It's going to slow him down just a little bit. Should be able to build it now. A little bit off. Just having it 1 hex off. That's alright. But it's better to cancel it than deal with the lost mining time later in the game. And it looks like ReivsIsland just barely having enough gas to start that Reaper. So he's going to start with a pretty similar open to what he did last game. This map a little bit, pretty much the same as Aklon Waste. Not a whole lot of places to jump into the main base. And even at the natural, you only have the ramps. This is not a great Reaper map. You don't want to focus on Reapers, but you do want to bring them in. It helps with the scouting a little bit. And looking at ReivsIsland's vision here, he doesn't even know where his opponent is. And Rotate should be able to tell, especially with this Overlord right here. Sees that SCV, knows where his opponent is. ReivsIsland might have been able to see that Overlord just barely out of the corner of his eye, but it doesn't look like he saw it. And just barely missing the vision right there on the both of them. RotateOwls might have been able to see that Reaper going by if he was seeing the minimap. He might have just sent him all the way home. And so it doesn't look like a whole lot of tech going down just yet. ReivsIsland staying on the gas very early. And there's the factory going down. And RotateOwls really only taking about 50-60 gas out of there. So he doesn't even have Zergling speed going, which is a very, very risky maneuver anymore in TVZ because you've got so many Reapers. Again, this is not a good Reaper map because you really can't get in. You have to go up the ramp. And up on the main base, you only have a couple spots that you can get in. So again, you can opt for a slower Zergling speed on this map, but it is a risk, and you have to know that it's a risk. It must be a calculated risk. Now, ReivsIsland, knowing where his opponent is, with 2 Reapers on the map, he's going to be able to pick off a decent amount of Zerglings. He's going to be able to micro away from this Queen if he so chooses. And it looks like that Reaper getting surrounded, going to be taken out by that Queen if he gets off one more shot. This Queen needs to focus down this Reaper so that he can be taken out before he starts healing. And it looks like this Reaper going to have free reign, basically, to do all the scouting that he wants, but going to be able to get away pretty much scot-free. Looks like this Reaper going to be just outside the range of that Queen, and he's going to get away pretty scot-free, as I said. 0 kills, so he is the brave Sir Robin of the game. Brave Sir Robin bravely ran away. 0 kills on that Reaper. It's alright, guys. We'll be alright. We do have the expansion for ReivsIsland, and our Zerg player wanting to identify this, he should be able to have vision of this. He sees the SCVs mining. He needs to be able to keep that economic lead to be able to stay ahead. He's going to want to be able to expand pretty early. There's not a whole lot of pressure, but Rotate not having the same roaches that he had last game against these Hellions. ReivsIsland doing a really good job of keeping his options open. Going to get a pretty big surround right here on this Reaper, going to take it out. And a huge chunk of Hellions, a great response to all the Zerglings. Having 4 Hellions just right at the top of that ramp, going to be able to roast a decent chunk of these Zerglings, and we'll just watch them all melt away. Looks like he might be able to get 1, 2... Oh, he should have been able to get that 3rd Reaper, but he walked away a little early. Maybe even, probably not going to be able to get all 4, but he might be able to get them. Just that one last hit, that's all he needed, but barely survives with the 5 HP. That's 1 shot from a Zergling away from being dead. That was a pretty even trade looking at the units lost. I mean, RotateOwls did a great job there, traded extremely well. That's a little bit better positioning than I thought he was going to be able to get on those Reapers. And now, or the Hellions rather. My goodness, I've been casting a lot of StarCraft. And so we've got some more supply depots going down to try and wall this in just a little bit better. A Marauder here just in case there are going to be any sort of roaches coming in. And we've got more Zerglings coming in, going to be roasted by these Hellions, but getting the nice surround there. Might even be able to get a run-by at the top before that gets totally walled in. But I heard a Widowmine drop and intelligently trying to split those Zerglings up, but didn't quite get the split that he needed. But he's still going to get a few Zerglings in there. And ReivsIsland going to try and keep as many SCVs alive as he can. Puts them into a little bit of a choke. Takes out a lot of the Zerglings, but losing a lot of SCVs. Thankfully, our Terran player has mules, so he's going to be able to recover from this. This won't be a devastating loss for him. A lot of Widow Mines here on the top of the ramp for ReivsIsland, and the expansion goes down during the attack. Rotate doing a great job of multitasking here. That's an awesome, higher level type of play that we like to see. It is really good when you know that you can secure your expansion. You need to secure it. We've got Lair Tech done. We've got a Spire on the way. ReivsIsland turtling up just a little bit, taking out the top with these Widow Mines, which will do friendly splash damage if he's not careful. If Zerglings can run in right about here and get right next to these Marines, those Marines will all die along with the Zerglings. So, I mean, just keep that in mind. It looks like we're going to get that wall completed. We're going to have to move a few Widow Mines just to make sure that wall gets Zergling tight. And that's going to allow anything in this bunker to shoot at those Zerglings pretty uncontested without getting surrounded. It'll allow SCVs to repair this bunker pretty well. And you know what? We got a pretty good macro game going on. Now, the continuation of making more and more Zerglings, going Mutiling against Terran. Not exactly my favorite choice. I'd rather see some Banelings. Get that Baneling speed going. We do need it. We need to break in here somehow. We need to deal with these Widow Mines somehow. No, Banelings don't deal with Widow Mines very effectively. 3 Banelings takes out a Widow Mine, but 3 Banelings versus these 2 Widow Mines right here and 3 Banelings right here, that's almost an even trade. Widow Mines are really cheap and really cost effective, but they do friendly splash damage. You might be able to get away with 2 Banelings against them, but with this sort of DPS up here at the top of the ramp, maybe not. Looks like these guys might have stemmed down to get there a little bit faster. Worried a little bit about this sort of Zergling run-by, maybe. We got the 1-1 on the way by our RotateOwls. Checking out to make sure that there's no third base that he's not aware of. This Overlord right here should be able to poke in just to make sure. And this Overlord over here has run away so bravely. Just like brave Sir Robin. We got a Zergling up there just to scout everything out. Baits a Widow Mine detonation, and there goes another one, just barely. And it looks like 2 more Widow Mines at the top, and all these Zerglings are going to go bye-bye. It was a good shot there by RotateOwls, but underestimated the number of Widow Mines there, just barely. Muta's also not exactly the best against them, and he's taking my advice here, getting this centrifugal hooks. I like centrifugal hooks. They are the best upgrade that you can get for banelings other than the attack, and you need that melee attack to get more baneling damage. It increases the splash damage as well as the main damage. Now we got Mutas on the map. Mutas need to start going out, but there are a few missile turrets out on the map. Got a missile turret here and probably in the main base, and there it is. I'd really like to see maybe some infestors going down. That way we can get to the top and surround the army, maybe bait some Widow Mines into the army. Maybe some detonations there, but these Mutas going to be focusing down this missile turret right here, getting a few drone, or SCVs rather, for their efforts, doing a great job of clearing out this base, but they need to run away before the Stim Marines get in. Took out a decent amount there. Looking at the units lost tab, he's almost evened it back out. Great job there, Owl. And looking at the production tab, he's got an infestation pit. He's got some banelings on the way. He's going for a great composition here. Lingbane Muta with a little bit of infestor support. That way you can get some great detonations on those banelings. We need some infestors to come out as soon as possible, though, but it doesn't look like they're going to be on the way anytime soon. We need this pathogen glands upgrade to get those fungals going off. And our Terran player doing such a great job staying on top of his upgrades, as he's done in every matchup. Widow Mines being great placement right here. Such a great choice to go with the banelings, especially against such a light army. Zergling's not doing a great job spreading out here so that he doesn't get hit by too many banelings. Zergling's coming in, going to do a lot of damage, and the banelings get great hits, great surrounds by these Zerglings, but almost enough to clear it out, just not quite. Drone's going to be pulled off and trying to get away, but all of them are going to be focused down. That's not quite the angle that we wanted to take, going through the meat grinder right there. And it looks like the Mutas are going to come in and try and take out as much as they can, but they need to be careful because these Widow Mines are right here. Need to take out the Marines as quickly as possible. Need to focus down these Medevacs. Medevacs need to go down for our Zerg player to survive. Zerglings swarming in. Mutas getting taken out really quickly by those Widow Mines. And how is ReivsIsland doing? He's macroing very hard on the back of this. Got another army back here to support everything, doing a great job here. He's got these. I'd like to see some more add-ons here. Maybe some more reactors. Maybe some more tech labs. Because if this had a reactor on it, he'd be able to produce more Marines. He doesn't have a whole lot of minerals in here, but if he drops a third base, which he should be able to do while he's pushing in, once he gets that third base established with these Widow Mines, he's keeping his Zerg opponent very defensive. His Zerg player is very afraid to move across the map because he's seen Widow Mines. Widow Mines are everywhere in this match. And there's more Widow Mines. They're going to be able to take out a huge amount. That might have done more damage to ReivsIsland than RotateOwls. And there come the swarm of Mutas. They're going to be able to pick off this Medevac if they're paying attention. A bunch of Medevacs getting away. That's a great thing for ReivsIsland. You want to keep as many Medevacs alive. Marines and Marauders are almost dispensable. I mean, you can throw them out all day because they don't cost a lot. Medevac's the most important part of that army, because if you look at them, they cost 100, and they do the most good. Like their Salvation Army. Look at that. Look at this. Salvation Army. This is the Flying Salvation Army. Guess you guys didn't think about it like that way. I didn't. Salvation Army. Looking like he might want to secure this third base, or just move back and just piggyback onto this one, or leapfrog, rather. More Widow Mines. Needs to defend this little corner right here with his base. He's got the missile turret, but no Widow Mines. Mutas have a tendency to really like to clump up, and Widow Mines extremely effective against clumped up Mutalisks. More Zerglings run across the map. A lot of Marines going in against these Banelings. Need to split up these Marines. Stim there to try and run away. Banelings still really fast. Good splitting there by ReivsIsland. Doing a great job. These Mutas need to get to work. Mutas that are not doing anything are basically dead Mutas. A lot of Marines here. We need to see some Fungals. We need to see some Banelings to deal with these. We need to see some more Widow Mines from our Terran player. We need to see some more Marines back at home. Looks like he's got some Marines stimming on their way. They're going to be able to clear out a lot of these Mutas, but they're very clumped up, and so Glaveworm is going to be able to do a lot of damage. Almost gets this Overseer over here, but he's going to move into this natural expansion right here and do a ton of damage. Getting the upgrade before it finished. And we've got Ultralisk on the way. Ultralisk Cavern right here. Upgrade's pretty much halted for that. A little bit of high energy on the Queen, but that is okay. If he can get a few Ultras out, he should be able to sweep through this army. He's still got a chance. He should be able to make it. He's going to try and bait it away with Mutas, and the Marines are just going to scare them right back away. We need to pick off a few Medivacs for our Zerg player to be able to survive, and the stim wears off just in time. Mutas being picked off extremely quickly. I mean, these are 2-2 Marines. 2-2 Marines do a lot of damage to Mutas, especially without the armor upgrade. Armor upgrade is almost vital against 2-2 Marines. More Marines streaming across the map. They are stimming to get across the map as soon as possible. Mutas picking off as many Medivacs as they can. These Medivacs deep in the red. ReivsIsland trying to save them as best as he can, but not being so successful. 3 Ultralists on the way. If he can just delay this a little bit longer. He's trying to delay as much as possible. They're almost done. They're almost there. We've got Zerglings that should be popping out at the same time as the Ultras. He's splitting up his army because he knows there's something popping out of these eggs. He's trying to defeat all the eggs that he can. Where are the Ultras? Where'd they go? There's the GG. ReivsIsland pulling it 2-0. Good job, ReivsIsland. And I think that'll be it for me. This has been DKG Avos for the SS Radio Open number 3. Check me out. You can see my stream. I stream every once in a while. Twitch.tv/Avos5. You can check me out on Facebook. Facebook.com/DKGSC. Or you can check me out on YouTube/Dunning-Kruger Gaming. Alright, everybody. Thanks for watching. This has been DKG Avos, signing out.